All right, and it started. So this is the July 2020 tier list. It's the Zhong patch. So we're gonna start off with Akai. We're gonna start in alphabetical order. So Akai places in A plus. No, A actually. My bad. Akai's in the A tier because Akai has a really good ultimate. He's really good at backline disruption or just peeling for the marksman, and that's really important in this meta because tanks kind of run the game and second would be probably assassins and then marksmen. It can be switched because marksmen are still important in this meta. But Akai is really decent tank, so he falls in the middle of the pack. Next we have Aldous. I put Aldous in the B plus tier because Aldous is very situational, but he can work in some cases. Maybe I should explain the tiers first so you guys understand why I'm putting them in there. S plus are the heroes that are usually banned or picked 100% of the time. Like these are the heroes you're always looking forward to having on your team. S tiers are the heroes that are like has the same status but like on a tier lower than the S plus. So you'll be seeing with people like Granger and Carry being below people like Claude and Kimi up here because Claude's better than those two, but those two are still top tier. A plus are the heroes that usually fall in the second picks, around the second phases of picks. These are heroes that you're still picking on your team and that you would want to have picked on your team. A tiers are the like if you don't have anything else that you should definitely go to these heroes because they can work in most comps and they usually do very well. B plus are the situational heroes that you're not really generally trying to pick, but you can have them on your team and still win. B tier and lower are heroes that you do not want to have on your team and generally should not be picked at all. And with that said, Alice falls in the B tier because Alice is not that great. She's easily countered by items like Necklace of Endurance, and she just falls short compared to other top tier mages that we're going to talk about. Alpha, one of the worst fighters in the game. Don't pick Alpha. Alpha literally does nothing. Yeah. Damage fall. He's really bad late game. Has okay early game, but he's not anything crazy. So I don't recommend picking Alpha. Alucard. Everybody knows his problem. He's not that great, but he can be good if he's fed. But otherwise than that, Alucard's not a top tier hero to pick. Angela going in the A tier, decent support, crazy slow, crazy early game damage, really annoying. She's decent. Don't pick Angela into Esmeralda though. That's just asking for a loss. But Angela, otherwise, is a really good support. Argus, C tier. Argus is the same situation as Alpha, but the reverse. Really bad early game. He comes online late game, can do very well, but otherwise than that, you don't really want to pick an Argus. No real CC. Doesn't really bring that much to team fights. There's better fighters than him, way better. Atlas, S tier. Atlas, one of the top five tanks, best three actually, I would say, or best four, because you can argue Grok and him. But Atlas is really good. Has insane CC, a lot of mobility. His ultimate's almost a guaranteed wipe if you can land it. It gets purify spells on cooldown. He has a nice slow and he's really tanky. Atlas is a really full package for a tank. Aurora falls in B plus. She can be used as a support very well. She does high damage. She has nice CC. She can stop Claw's ultimate, by the way, which is a bonus. So that's why she's kind of above B. So that's why she's in the middle, B plus. Aurora's pretty decent. But dang, A plus, one of the best fighters in the meta, or current fighter, is really good. High CC, high damage. And that's a really important aspect to having a fighter, and Badang's really good at that. But he does get countered by Kaja, so just be careful about that. But otherwise than that, Badang's really good. Ballman B plus, or he can be A, but I haven't seen enough of Ballman. Even though he did win in the NPL with RQ, Ballman is still not a hero that you would want all the time. Very situational, can work though, but very situational. Bane falls in the same tier. Uh, yeah, Bane, same thing. Very situational. Can work sometimes. Most of the time, you don't want him on your team. Boxia, A tier with Akai, really tanky, nice damage. It has anti-heal built into his kit and has a really good mobility. He's really good against Claude too. So Boxia, really good pick. Belleric, B plus. Belleric's a really bad tank in the meta. Don't pick him. Bruno, S. Uh, I'll put Bruno in A plus. Bruno is decent, has really good burst, really good positioning, repositioning with his flying dash skill. His ultimate is really good at reducing physical protections or physical, armor. He's really good at armor reduction, and he does really a lot of damage to tanks or squishies, and can two-shot or one-shot a squishy with full build. Bruno is really good in the meta. Carmilla, A plus, one of the best supports in the game. Works really well, very versatile. She can be in solo lane or she can be main support. Carmilla is really tanky, a lot of damage, a lot of heals, and her ultimate works really well with people like Claude, Badang, everyone. Everyone in the top with like giant AoE ults works. Like with Bruno, does triple the damage, insane. Sicilian, same thing with well, not same thing with Carmilla, but really strong backline support, insane burst damage once you get lightning truncheon in a few stacks. Really good support and carries late game. Chunga, she can be the primary damage dealer or she can be the support. Chunga, the reason why Chunga's meta is because all the wands in the meta are meta items currently, and she uses all of them very well. She uses Ice Queen wand very well, she uses Glowing wand well, and she uses Genius wand well. They all give her movement speed, and she's super fast, has a shield, and insane slow. So you're never gonna catch a Chunga once she has full build. Chow, S tier. Chow has always been a staple meta fighter. Can be really tanky or can be really damage heavy and one shot anybody. He can single out people and just completely destroy them. You don't really need that much explanation on Chow. He's been meta for so long. So that's that. Next we have Claude S plus. Claude's really OP right now. Demon Hunter Golden Staff melts anyone, and his ultimate just is insane. He has high mobility, with his stacks plus his second skill with the teleportation, and then he can build tanky after that, so it makes him even harder to kill. So Claude's 100% banned or 100% picked every game, so that's why Claude falls in S plus as the best hero in the game currently. Clint we have at B plus, better than the marksmen that are going to be up below him. Not too great. Not really looking to pick Clint over other marksmen because most of these marksmen are available now. So you really don't want to pick Clint, and that's really all I have to say about Clint. Cyclops, one of the worst mages in the game currently. He's getting buff. It might help him, but otherwise than that, he doesn't do enough to recommend picking him at all. Diggy, S tier. Diggy, OP support. Crowd control immune all insane early game damage and pressure, can defend invades or start an invade, not by himself of course, but he's really good at helping an invade. So Diggy, one of the picks that you would either want to pick, or Diggy's in and out of the meta a lot though, so just be careful of that. You gotta know when to pick Diggy. Dairoth going to be on the same tier as Alucard. The only thing going for Dairoth is that he can be tanky and he can apply armor reduction up to 75%, which helps destroy tanks. Otherwise than that, you're not picking Dairoth over other fighters. Esmeralda, S tier. Esmeralda's one of the best mages in the game, is the best mage in the game in my opinion, like in terms of damage. Not because other mages are going to be above her, but those are more support mages. But in terms of being the main source of damage, Esmeralda is the best mage in the game. Really tanky, nice burst potential, and yeah, that's all you have to say about Esmeralda. Estes B plus can work situational, can be countered by anti-heal, but otherwise than that, Estes is a very situational hero, not picked all the time, but can work. Eudora with Cyclops, really crazy burst damage, but nah, not compared to. She has better burst compared to other mages, but her kit's just too basic to recommend playing her. Fanny, A tier. Fanny, hard to play. If you can play her, then play her, because she can carry games. But her being so hard to play is the reason why she's an A tier. Faramis, A tier. Faramis, decent support or decent damage. Well, I wouldn't call him. I wouldn't say he's the main damage source, but he does a lot of damage for being a support, and he can work. Franco, B plus. Franco is really good at supporting. If you can land hooks, only if you can land hooks. If you can't land hooks, don't play Franco. He's going to be utterly useless. Otherwise than that, Franco can be a god and probably move up to A or A plus if you can land hooks. But for the average player, he's going to be B plus. Freya, B plus. Freya can be insane, but Freya's not played enough to warrant her being in A tier with other fighters. So Freya's gonna stay in the B plus, very situational, can work, but not generally a hero that you would want in every comp. Because A plus heroes are people that can work in almost every comp. Gatot A plus, one of the best tanks in the game, or fighter, or solo laner, whatever you want to call him. High damage. If he gets on a marksman, they're dead. The only marksman he can't really fight is maybe carry because of their true damage. But Gatot is OP, man. Like you would want, you can have Gatot on almost every team. He's really good, really nice hero. Gord, A, he's gonna be A tier. Gord's like middle of the pack, to be honest. Gord could be A or B plus, but I might just keep him A. He can work. Gord can work. That's why. Yeah, he can fit on most comps except dive comps maybe. I might put him here. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Gordon B plus. I don't think he can fit on most comps. Yeah, he'll be in B plus. Granger S tier, still one of the top most played marksman. He is the most played marksman in the game. Claw's banned all the time, but Granger most played marksman in the game. Right, right. After Leslie. Okay, no, he's before, and then Leslie's right after him. But Granger, really good marksman, high damage, high mobility, nice ultimate. Yeah, Granger's really good. You should pick Granger if you can. Grok, S tier. Nobody needs to explain Grok. High damage, high pressure, really good at invading, really good at taking CC. Just an all-around good frontline tank. He has a nice ultimate. Grok does a lot of damage. He can finish off kills. Grok's just an all-around good tank, and his passive is really good too. It's like Atlas, but better because he can have it more often because he's near walls. So you want to be taking fights in the jungle with Grok, but Grok's really good. Guinevere, I'll put Guinevere in A. She's better than Freya. Guinevere has really good CC combinations. She can one-shot squishies, and she can extend CC combos on tanks like Atlas, Grog, anybody with knockups. So Guinevere is really decent hero and can 1v1 some people. Like she can 1v1 squishies, and she's really good because she has healing in her built in her kit, and she has a dash on her enraged basic attack. Gaijin is going to be A plus or A, but he's better than Fanny because he's easier to use in that sense. He's not like better. Like okay, if you had a Master Fanny versus a Master Gaijin, the Master Fanny would probably win, but Gaijin's easier to play, and yeah, that's why he's above Fanny in A plus tier. Hanabi B. Don't play Hanabi. I mean, I can't say that because she can work late game. Hanabi's gonna carry the game, but otherwise than that, you're not really picking Hanabi because there's better marksmen that can carry early like Bruno, Carry, Granger, all of them. Claude too, but his damage early game is kind of weak. But still, he has a better team. I don't know. It's really hard to compare their team fight potential because Hanabi brings a lot too. But I think Claude's just more safer because it's due to his mobility, and Hanabi has zero mobility. Hanzo falling off a lot. I want to put Hanzo in B plus. Yeah, I'm gonna put Hanzo in B plus. Hanzo's kind of useless. Everybody knows how to play against him now. Yeah, he doesn't get free buffs anymore. Just position well, and Hanzo's gonna literally be useless. He can be used for late game because you can one shot the squishy, like the marksman. But other than that, Hanzo's not that great. People know how to play against him. Harriet's gonna wind up being in the A plus tier. The only reason why Harriet's not in S tier is because Esmeralda's there, and I don't think Harriet is on the level of Esmeralda. Esmeralda counters Harith because of the shields and everything, and Esmeralda can 1v5 a whole team. Harith can too, but Esmeralda's better at doing it. So that's why he's gonna sit in A plus. Harley, middle of the pack. Harley is really good at assassination, has high magic damage on single target only though. But a snowballed Harley can win the game by himself. Hayabusa, I'm gonna put Hayabusa in A plus and crazy split push potential, high mobility, high damage. If you're not a tank or a tanky fighter, he will kill you if you try to stop him from split pushing solely. Like if you're solo and try to stop him from split pushing, he's going to kill you. So Hayabusa is going to be up there with these assassins because he's really good. Hellcurt, S tier. Hellcurt has in crazy silence. He has nice CC, silence, slow, darkness ultimate, which you can kind of consider a form of CC because you can't see anything. He's really good at picking off the backline or any enemy assassins or mages or even the marksmen because he can silence them and then petrify because almost every Hellcurt runs petrify. Hellcurt's really good, high damage, high pressure, really good assassin overall. Hilda B plus. Hilda is a situational pick. She can work, but most of the times you don't really want Hilda on your team. But Hilda can do work. Hylos, S plus. Hylos one of the best tanks in the game. Has really nice healing. He has high early game damage. He has high damage whenever. He can 1v1 most heroes. As long as they're not a Demon Hunter sword user, he can 1v1 them. He has nice slow. He has a stun. He has speed up. He's really a really good all around tank. He has the highest. He has the highest HP pool in the game. Hylos is a really good tank. Hard to kill. Hard to beat. Just really strong overall. Aerith though sitting at B plus, better than Hanabi in them, and she does well late game, only late game, because then she's gonna be one-shotting people with like 3k plus damage. Jawhead sitting at S tier for fighters. Jawhead's one of the best fighters in the game. High damage, high mobility, nice versatility with the throws, and Jawhead just can work as a tank or a fighter. So Jawhead's gonna be sitting at S tier. Johnson sitting at the B tier. Johnson's a bad tank, not really good. The only thing good about him is his ultimate, and even then, once he's in, he's not getting out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Johnson. Kadita A tier. Kadita works really well as a support mage. She's been a support mage since she came out, in my opinion. Never been the primary damage dealer. So Kadita gonna be sitting at A tier. Decent damage, decent CC, really good overall. She has a nice kit. Kagura is in an A plus for mages. Kagura is good at supporting, or she's gonna be the main damage dealer. Once Kagura gets fed, it's game over. She's gonna one shot anybody and get out for free because she has a purify in her second skill. She has a dash. She has stun. She has a slow. She has a pull. So Kagura almost has like every CC in the game and almost every single buff in the game. It's crazy. Kaja definitely S tier, S plus tier. Kaja best support in the game. He's front line, back line, doesn't matter. One pull, anybody who gets pulled is dead. Really OP. A lot of damage, a lot of versatility in Kaja. You want Kaja all the time. Karina B plus. Karina's gonna be in B plus. Karina can work. Once Karina's online, she's gonna one shot any marksman. Like no marksman can kill her. Maybe carry. That's it. But otherwise than that, she's killing any other marksman. Carrie, speaking of her, she's an S tier with Granger. Carrie burst tanks, burst squishy, doesn't matter. She builds 2 damage items or 1, it doesn't really matter. But rest tank and she's still killing everyone. Carrie's broken still. Kufra, S plus, one of the best tanks along with Hylos. Really tanky, a lot of CC. As again, they giving tanks every form of CC. He has a knockup, he has a slow, he has a stun. He has a pushback. He has everything in the kit. He has a ranged basic attack that heals him. He gets damage. He doesn't get damage reduction. He gets extra defenses in his second skill. He prevents dashes. Kufra has a lot going for him in his kit, and his kit's overbloated. That's why he's so good. Kimi in his current meta, mage build Kimi. A lot of damage, a lot of poke. When she's fed, it's game over. Kimi's really nice. Yeah, Kimmy's OP. And once Kimmy has Ice Queen wand, it's game over because you're just infinitely slowed. And if when she has blue buff, she never runs out of her energy. So yeah, hyper carry Kimmy, best. Lancelot's going to be sitting in A plus, high damage, nice mobility. He has immunity frames. Lancelot's really good. Once he can dash into the back and kill almost any marksman in the game with one shot, one combo, doesn't matter. Lancelot's really OP. Lapu Lapu is going to be sitting at I'm gonna sit up at A. I think Lapu can be an A tier. I think he's better than people like Bane because of his tankiness and his damage and just overall versatility and playing in a team fight. Lapu Lapu's crazy. He's hard to peel because he has damage reduction in his ultimate phase, and then he gets protection plus a shield. It's just really crazy if you can play Lapu correctly. Very slept on fighter, but he's really good. Lela is sitting in the D tier. Don't play Lela. Worst marksman in the game. If you're picking Lela, you're trolling and you're losing. The cases that you do when the enemy's trash. So just letting you know that. Leo A plus. Leo Moore is really nice. Really good fighter. Really good backline pill. He beats almost every marksman in a 1v1 scenario. High damage, high mobility. Nice. He has okay CC with the pushbacks. And yeah, Liam was really good. Really good. Leslie, this is a debated one. She's either B plus or A. People want to put her in D, C, B, doesn't matter. I think Leslie is A tier in my opinion. She's not that bad. She's better than people like Clint, okay? I personally think Leslie is better than Clint. And Leslie has more value than those heroes because she she has okay early game poke with her guaranteed crit on first skill. And once late game, she starts popping squishies like it's nothing. And she has the highest win rate, not highest win rate, highest use rate out of any hero in the game besides Granger. So that gives her the little bump up to A. Ling sitting at A as plus. Ling, high mobility, high damage, immunity in the ultimate, heal on the second skill. Yeah, Ling's great. If you can get the if you can get through the early game and get to level 4 with blue buff and actually maintain your dominance over your blue buff, then you should be fine and should win the game. But if you lose your blue buff and can't get it back again, then you're pretty much useless for the rest of the game. And Ling's gonna be trash. But otherwise than that, Ling's the best assassin in the game. Really heavily relies on blue, but Ling, best assassin. IMO. Lolita, one of the best supports in the game, but not on the tier of Carmilla in them. Is not marksman meta anymore, so Lolita has went down from being probably S or A plus to A because it's not her meta to be the best. Lunox, underrated mage, shreds Esmeralda. If you ever fight an Esmeralda, pick Lunox. You can immune Esmeralda's ultimate, and then you can go into dark form and just completely destroy her. With Lunox, you want to build items like glowing wand because you can keep procking a passive really quickly with her dark alt spam, and you can build Ice Queen wand too for slow. That's honestly if you're building Lunox as utility, but most of the times if you're building for damage, you're just gonna go for glowing wand. You're gonna go for necklace of endurance to counter anti to healers. You're gonna probably build lightning truncheon and other items that are kind of bursty and also support your main damage. Lo Yi, one of the best support. I'd say Lo Yi's tied for second with Valir because both of those supports are super annoying. High CC, high damage. Her ultimates can be useful, but otherwise than that, her ultimate's kind of meh. But the rest of her kit's insane. So Lo Yi's up there. Lilia, A plus, one of the better mages. High burst, high early game pressure. She used to be really broken when she used to have 5 stacks off the bat because she could just invade you and just one shot you. But Lilia is kind of falling off, but she's still really good and can work in most comps. Martis, B plus, really bad fighter currently. Not bad, but just not good. Yeah, he's in between. He hasn't. The only reason why he's there is because of his damage reduction, crowd control immunity, CC, and the execute. That's why he's not below her. But he's not. He's definitely not middle of the pack because he's below average and almost everything. Masha can be. I'm gonna put Masha in A. Yeah, Masha has more versatility with her split push potential and her lord and turtle capable abilities. Yeah, I'm gonna put Masha in A. Masha can work in A. She can work on most comps, but don't pick her into. The only thing that Masha cannot work into is comps that rely on having a full 5 man to fight, cause she sucks in team fights. At least until late game, but even then, she can only really focus the marksman maybe or mage if they don't have any CC. So maybe people like Lunox or Lilia maybe. She can fight them. Minotaur, not really good. B plus, not really a good tank to play right now. There's better tanks than him. The only thing he has going for him is his knockup, really. So that's the only thing you really want from Minotaur. Minotaur, one of the worst fighters. Not worse. Okay, I'm gonna put him in B because he has counterplay potential with his ultimate. But otherwise than that, you're not really picking Minotaur, and you don't really even see Minotaur in games at all. So he's gonna sit in B. I'm not gonna really talk about too much about B plus and lower tiers because they're not really good. Mia gonna sit in with Hanabi. Just really doesn't have anything going for her. No mobility. As most low mobility people are gonna sit here. Well, some of these have mobility, but like not like really good kits. Mia's gonna be sitting right there. Moskov A. Moskov's average. Yeah, I say Moskov average. He's not the best, but he's not great. I mean, he's not bad. Yeah, he has decent damage, nice repositioning skills. When he lands a stun on somebody, they're dead. Once his late game, he can just do whatever he wants. Almost. Nana, A plus. Really good support in the game. High damage. She has survivability. She's annoying CC with the Molina second skill. And then the ultimate, the stun, the slow, the high damage. Nana has a lot going on. Makes her one of the top supports. Right below the S plus tiers and S. Well, she's an A plus for a reason. Natalia gonna be sitting at A. Natalia's banned a lot still because in solo rank people can't really fight against her. But in higher or like at least trios and above and mythic, Natalia's not really great because people like Kaja and Hylos are meta. Just a lot of AoE going on that counters Natalia. And then you got people like Esmeralda too that she can't really kill, and she can't kill people like Carmilla. She can't kill any of the supports or mages that are being played right now. And if you didn't know that, Lunok's first skill and the light one, it can reveal Natalia once you see the exclamation mark, because her first skill is like Rafaela's, where it reveals hidden enemies. Odette in the same tier as Johnson. She only works with Johnson. Don't pick Odette unless there's a Johnson. Otherwise, otherwise than that, do not pick Odette. Farsa, A plus, high damage, nice mobility, nice CC, and insane range. She has the longest range in the game, I think, for a mage. Farsa is really good. If you can play her, pick her. If you can't, don't, because you're gonna miss all your out shots and be useless. Really good at zoning, really good at sieging. Farsa is all around good mage to play. Popol and Koopa, A plus, really good at solo laning. Really just annoying, has nice CC, can build tanky and still do a lot of damage. And just good to have two heroes in one, basically, with the dog. Rafaela is going to be sitting in A, decent support, nice speed up and heals. She has stun on the ultimate, and she has true damage when she dies, which isn't really that good, but it can work. It's useful sometimes if somebody's low. Otherwise than that, she's going to sit in the middle of the pack for supports because she's not as good as other ones. Roger, A plus or A. No, A. Okay, honestly, I'm gonna put Roger in A plus because of his potential to hyper. Once he's online, he's killing everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a tank or not because he does missing HP damage in his wolf form, and he works really well with Demon Hunter. Roger's gonna be an A plus for me. Really good 80s, really good hyper carry hero currently. Ruby sitting in the middle of the pack at A. Counter has a lot of CC, a lot of lifesteal, a lot of tankiness, all around just a hero that fits on almost every single comp. You'll never be mad to have a Ruby on your team, even if you might be mad if you like have somebody like Zhong open or something. But otherwise than that, you wouldn't be mad to have a Ruby on your team. So Ruby's sitting at A plus or A. Saber D plus, not D plus, D. Saber sitting at D, one of the worst assassins in the game. Has a one shot all, but his kit's trash. He does nothing in team fights besides single out one person, and even then, like if he doesn't really kill them, then he's dead. So he's sitting at the lowest tier for assassins and the lowest hero, in my opinion. Selena S plus, not that way. Here you are. Selena, one of the best assassins in the game, high early damage. Like if she starts snowballing hard, then you're gonna lose. Like Selena is her level 2 is just crazy, man. Like once she learns to stun, you're dead. It doesn't matter who you are, she's killing you. Yeah, Selena's a really good assassin right now, or support. She's mostly used as support, but still, she works really well. Sylvana, A plus, one of the best fighters in the game right now. She has high sustain, nice mobility. When she's on you, she's killing you. She has really good early game, and she still has a pretty good late game if you build her tanky with a little bit of damage, and she can 1v1 a lot of heroes. Sun sitting at the bottom tiers with Saber and Lela. Sun's worst fighter in the game, no value besides maybe doing something in a 1v1 late game. Only late game when he's full build with Demon Hunter, Golden Staff, and has a lot of attack speed. He can 1v1 anybody, but Sun's really bad compared to other fighters. That's why he's in D tier. Terizla, B plus. Really slow and clunky. Not better than Ruby. Better than Martis because he's tanky. But otherwise than that, Terizla's not that great. Too slow and really clunky to play. The only thing he got going from is his passive and being tanky, and maybe his ultimate. That's the only thing Terizla has for him. That's why he's in B plus. Doesn't fit almost comps at all. So Thamuz is gonna be sitting at the S tier. I might put him in S plus. I gotta finish first. But Damu's is tanky, high damage. Late game, he's unkillable. Even early game, he's kind of unkillable. He has really good early game damage, really good at preventing invades or starting an invade. And yeah, Damus has a crazy lifesteal. He has nice movement, and he has damage over time, and he has true damage too. That helps a lot, and making him S tier. One of the best solo laners in the game. Probably top three. It's top three actually. Tiger, he's in the middle of the pack, most used tank in the game for some reason. He has nice CC combos. He works really well as a secondary tank. Uh, yeah, just brings a lot of CC to the table while also being really tanky if you build him right, and can work really well with other tanks. Tiger is a really good combo hero, so that's why he fits on most comps. Works really well with Lolita, to be honest. Like them together is really insane. Uranus, best solo laner in the game. Tanky, heals, damage, everything. You got it. Is in Uranus. He has shielding, he has slows. He's a really good solo laner. Not good for tanking, but good for solo laning. He's good at tanking, but not being the main tank because he has no CC to his kit. Only thing he has is survivability and tankiness. But not as good at the main tank. Main tanks need CC. Veil sitting at B plus. Bell is very situational. He can work. He's really good when he works. Otherwise than that, you never see Veil. And that's the reason why he doesn't fit on most comps, because you never see Veil at all. Valier, second best support in the game, tied with Lo Yi. They're like two sides of the same coin. Valier does a lot of damage, a lot of CC. Valier has a lot going on for him. He has a free purify with his ultimate, with enhanced skills and damage and range, just everything you would want in a mage or support. Yeah, Villar's really good. He usually builds around 3 or 2 damage items in a rest tank so he can survive assassins diving him if he can't push him off in time. But otherwise than that, Valeria's second, number 2 in support category. Vexana's gonna sit in with Eudora. Vexana is really useless to be honest. Like really slow. Her damage is hard to confirm. Yeah, nah, she's not with it. She gets destroyed by any assassin without being able to do anything because her first skill is an auto aim, not an auto aim, a manually aimed ability, and if you miss, you're dead. Eudora can just tap it and then stun her. Honestly, I might play Vexana in D. Yeah, I think Eudora is better than Vexana because Eudora has better burst. Yeah, Vexana's gonna be in D tier for me. Where's Mage? Wanwan A plus. Wanwan's on the same level as Bruno. When she's late game, she's online with Demon Hunter, Golden Staff, and our little tank items and everything. She's gonna destroy the backline if she can get her ult and flicker onto them and just ult backline. Otherwise than that, Wanwan's early game struggles really hard. She got nerfed a lot, and she's not on the same par as Carry and Granger. But I think Bruno might be a little bit better than her due to his burst and able to like two-shot any marksman he comes across. Xborg is gonna sit at S tier. Yeah, Xbox is gonna sit in S with Damus. Really good fighter has been since his release. Tanky, does damage, does true damage, does slow, has really good disruption ultimate, and also really good at like taking all the attention because when he pops his ultimate, everyone either runs or tries to focus him down to stop his ultimate. But either that, his ultimate is a really good distraction. So your assassin, like say someone like Ling, can dive and then they can't really kill Ling because they're focusing on Xboard. Xboard's a really good distraction hero. Yisun Shin, one of the best marksmen in my opinion. I would put him in freaking S tier, but nah, I'm gonna put him in A plus. Even though I think Yisun Shin is really crazy right now in this meta, does really well. If you know how to play assassins, play Yisun Shin, so you can play him as an assassin and ADC. Oh wait, that's his category, but he's really good at assassinating people. So Yisun Shin A plus, high damage, nice ultimate, and has decent range. Yuzong, of course, best fighter in the game. Second tier, only to Uranus, but still in the S plus category. He has really nice spell vamp. He has nice mobility. His ultimate is really good in team fights as long as they're not under towers. Yuzong is really crazy if you're like fighting around Lord and everything. Build defense on him first though, so you can build like Bloodlust and then Queen's Wings, or you can build Queen's Wings then Bloodlust. Doesn't really matter as long as you get some kind of defensive item first, so he can continue to fight in team fights without dying too quickly. But otherwise than that, Yuzong is really OP. Zask, one of the best mages, A plus. because he can be countered by somebody like Sylvana. That's why him and Sylvana on the same tier, because Sylvana bodies Zazz really badly. But otherwise than that, Zaz has high damage. He's really good at zoning with his ultimate because you don't want to fight it. He gets countered by Claude. He gets countered by Badang because they're Demon Hunter sword users and they have fast attack speeds. Especially Claude because Claude gets extra 400% damage against minions. And Zaz's minion counts as a minion. So he does 400 extra damage on top of having Demon Hunter. So he instantly one-shots Zaz in his ultimate. Zilong is sitting at B tier. Zilong is not that great. Zilong is very situational. Same tier as Alucard. Otherwise than that, you're not really picking Zilong unless you're trolling. And yeah, that's the July 10th, 2020 tier list, the Yuzong patch. That's all I have to say for these heroes, and this is my final list. And that's the end of the video.